Welcome back, guys, to another trade recap. I think this is one of the most valuable trade recaps I've done in the last couple of weeks. We have a lot to uncover here. There was a great setup, there was setups that failed, and there was also a setup. The setup we did take had multiple fair value gaps in the leg. So I'm going to talk about why you should take the first one, when you should take the first inversion fair value gap, and when you should wait and take the higher time frame fair value gap, and also about why we are trading liquidity and not just inversion fair value gaps, and that will get you a long way in trading. So apologies that we are a day late to this recap. This was obviously yesterday, but the value should be the exact same. So let's go back to the price action and what we were looking at when we came into the day. I've got a couple of setups I want to look at today. I think there was definitely 3 potential trades, but I called them out super obviously to avoid. So let's clear the chart a little bit, and as you can see right here, the first thing we had today, super cleanly. Forget about the fact we're at all-time highs. Forget about the fact we're bullish on the higher time frame, which is very clear. We had these triple equal highs on the 5-minute time frame right here. As you can see, triple equal highs to the tick. Now this is very rare, and this is a very strong draw on liquidity. So you cannot fade these. I said in live time before the market even opened, this is my draw on liquidity for the session. I thought these were just going to get ran through straight away with no entry. I did think we were just going to blast up and run these. Fortunately, we didn't. We left them behind as a very nice draw for our potential long setups. I do want to speak about this first long, here. So this is the first potential long we had up this gap. Now, I didn't like this, right? We had this tiny 5-minute. And basically what I was looking for coming to the session, my dream scenario that I mapped out, was a tap into this more discounted hourly fair value gap. So this was the 1 hour fair value gap resting below. If you draw out the daily range, so obviously from this low to this high, we did just tap the 50% quite nicely, which is why you could have entered. But I was open to taking this trade, but listen to exactly what I have to say here. I wanted to take the most obvious inversion. The most obvious for me was these combined 2 minutes. So had we have had an inverse on these combined 2 minutes, I would have probably took this and just aimed for a 1-to-1, because I think if we inverse these and disrespected everything in the leg, I would have been completely okay. And obviously when a fair value gap is more obvious, it holds more support and resistance. So when we inverse this, the resistance of this gap will turn into stronger support. Whereas with the 5-minute fair value gap, it was very small. The market's not going to care about this. Does not hold much relevance. So I sat out of this trade. And as you can see, if we go back down to the 1-minute time frame here, we are holding this trend line very nicely. So now I'm thinking, especially after this trade fails to deliver us higher, and then the next candle, I think the next candle after this just dumps. One of these candles we get a nice dump with, and then we go ahead. And now we inverse this to the downside. So now what am I thinking? So we have trendline liquidity above, but I'm not thinking about this as low resistance liquidity. I'm thinking about this as high resistance liquidity, because we're respecting this trend line absolutely perfectly. So now what am I thinking? Okay, we need to go down, have a manipulation leg, and sweep some level of sell side liquidity before we then get the long position higher. I'm not interested in a long here because we're still longing straight back into that high resistance liquidity. I need to see us sweep, hit another high time frame key level, and then get the long position back up to my draw. So I said this all in live time. Look at the setup we got here with the super good momentum close. Where was it? It was right here. So great momentum. Absolutely great momentum on this 1-minute inverse. Now, for start off, what's a terrible sign of price action? We've just had this bearish inverse here. This inverse of a bullish fair value gap with strong momentum. That is terrible price action for when we are bullish. You do not want to see gaps like this get absolutely wrecked, and especially price respect to trend like this. So I said here, we're longing straight back into this high resistance trend line. So do I want to be taking this? No. I want to see my manipulation leg into another high time frame key level before I then eventually long up to my draw. So I was happy to see this run without me. I did not know that this trend line was going to break, so I simply waited. And it got absolutely wrecked. In the first candle, we respected the trend line to a T, and we went down. This was all on live recording, so which will be published on YouTube, obviously, to any of you VIP members. You'll be able to watch back the recording. And then we got this huge tap into the hourly gap. So now I'm thinking, okay, we're coming down here with quite a lot of momentum. So obviously, this hourly gap is my condition. If we were to inverse this gap, I'd be happy to take shorts down to the new day opening gap, which is my only level of sell side. But if we respect this gap and get an inverse to the upside, it is my dream scenario that I want to see play out. So I will 100% take a long setup. If we play a price forward here, So now I'm happy to call this low resistance liquidity because we have remanipulated this low, swept sell side, and we're delivering from a discounted hourly gap. If any of you are wondering about these equal lows, that obviously my indicator is marked out, these hold literally no relevance, and the reason for that is because it's no swing low, right? All it is alerting here is the equal lows is just the low of this candle. So it's not an obvious equal low there to stop me. It's not on the 5-minute time frame or higher, so definitely would not overrule me taking this. And if you look at the 5-minute, we're literally just delivering out this 5-minute gap. So the general rule of thumb is if it's 5-minute or higher, it's extremely strong. If you want to see that my liquidity pools tier list, you can get that for completely free in my Discord server. So here I marked out these combined 1 minutes. So I combined these 1-minute gaps to potentially look for my inversion to my high time frame draws, which are these equal highs, the unfilled 5-minute, and also this trend line liquidity that we have just engineered in pre-market, and also with these 2 long setups failing as well. And then we get a nice momentum close above right there. So what we also had is this 3-minute gap resting above. So for me, the 1 minute is the cleanest time frame here. It's the most obvious, especially when you combine them. The 3-minute was very clean. I do agree the 3-minute was very clean, but I was super confident in this trade idea. At the time, I don't believe the 5-minute had formed at that moment. I'm not 100%. So the 5-minute had just formed. So we just put in this 5-minute, but that was super small. The only speed bump here was really the 3-minute. So why did I still take this trade even though we had a 3-minute above? So I completely accepted the risk, and I know that if I am wrong about this trade and we deliver from this 3-minute, we will come down to the low anyway. But I was super confident because I called out the dream scenario. This high is this low, is extremely high resistance. So I do not want to see price come back down to this low. And considering I've called out this dream scenario from the start of the session, we're delivering from discount, we're at all-time highs, we have so much draws on liquidity above. Would I really allow this 3-minute fair value gap to invalidate or overrule all of my positive confluences for this trade? Absolutely not. So why would I not go break? I wouldn't go break even there because we're right next to it. We've already actually tapped into the gap at the time of inversing this 1 minute. And when we did come through it, we just spiked. So I was so happy to sit through this. We had also at the time of tapping into this 3-minute even more, we were delivering from this bullish inception gap perfectly. So if you look here, this is where our inception gap was. We were delivering from this gap absolutely perfectly. We'd already bounced with super strong momentum. And yeah, so we bounced out of the inception gap as expected. So now you just keep a hard stop resting somewhere below this inception gap and then manually close your trade if we were to get a candle close through this inception gap. As you can see, we respected this inception gap super nicely, came back up, and then I moved to break even mechanically when we re-swept this high. So if we just go back here to the entry, I'll show you exactly how I executed this trade. So I entered on this candle close right here. Stop loss was a hard stop right there, as we shouldn't retest this sort of rejection wick. And I'm also covering the inception gap right there. So I was happy to hold through this, and then I went break even when we re-swept this high. So that's where I went break even. I also scaled in the same candle and targeted the equal highs with my final contracts. And as you can see, that played out super nicely there. We finally started to run the trendline liquidity. We did super high, get a little bit of a pullback, and then I basically bottom ticked the day because we continued to pump up for the rest of the session. And as you can see, we eventually went up to all-time highs. I was more than done. By the end of this trade, I was done for the day. I caught my piece of the pie and I was finished. So super nice trade there. If you have any questions, it's pretty complicated, but over time, you'll build discretion to know when to take the first inverse. I basically have a strict rule for this. If you're super confident in the trade and you have strong draws above, it's completely okay to take the first inverse. If you have moderate confidence, take the highest time frame inverse. And if you're not super confident in where the draw on liquidity is, wait for all time frames to inverse. That's my sort of general rule of thumb right there. Like I say, any questions, drop me a message on Discord or in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe for more weekly content. It's trying to be as daily as possible, but I'm going to try to get these videos out as much as possible. And yeah, I'll see all of you guys in the next free educational YouTube video.